Hello everyone, welcome back to Basic Electronics classes. Today I'm talking about operational amplifier. In this is the second session. So we will learn about op-amp parameters in this session. So which are the op-amp parameters? Few of the op-amp parameters are slew rate, CMRR, input offset voltage, input offset current, input bias current, input impedance, input output impedance, frequency response and noise specification. So these are the op-amp parameters. In this I am going to discuss few of them here. So what is input voltage range? So input voltage range is defined as what is the amount of input that you can give to the input terminals, that is pin number 2 and pin number 3. So it says that if you are choosing the VCC and minus VCC as plus and minus 15 volts, then the input swing can be plus 13 volts to minus 13 volts. So what is the swing? Swing in the sense the upper peak or the peak point, positive peak point and the negative peak point. So this is positive peak point which is plus 13 and this is negative peak point that can be minus 13. So if you are giving plus 15 volt to plus VCC and minus 15 volts to minus VCC, then you can give plus 13 volts and minus 13 volts as inputs to the input terminal. Okay, so the next is output voltage range. What is the output voltage range? If I am using 10K as output load, if I am using 10 kilo ohm as output load, and again I am using the same voltage plus and minus 15 volts as VCC and minus VCC, then the output swing can be plus 14 volts. The output swing can be plus 14 volts. So it is defined as maximum positive going and negative going output voltage that may be obtained from the op-amp, as that is termed as output voltage range. Okay. The next one is CMRR. What is CMRR? CMRR is common mode rejection ratio. So for your understanding, it is only defined for you. You don't need to have the complete detailed explanation here. So how it is defined here? So for common mode rejection ratio is defined as it is the differential gain, ratio of differential gain to common mode gain. It is the ratio of differential gain to common mode gain. So CMRR is normally large value. It means it is having large value. So it will be expressed in the terms of decibel. It will be expressed in the terms of decibel. So what is the value you will be getting it? So you will be getting 80 decibel to 100 decibel normally. You will be having the range as 80 decibel to 100 decibel. Next is open loop gain. So open loop gain of an op-amp is always maximum. That is, if I take an op-amp, okay, so this is the op-amp. So I don't have any feedback here. So I'll give any one of the input here. I'll give input here and the other terminal is grounded. What is the output I get? Now I'll take the ratio V0 by Vin. So this ratio, the maximum ratio, it can be 200,000. It can be 200,000. So this is the value, or this is the open loop gain of the given op-amp. Next, input impedance. What is the input impedance? We know that by the ideal characteristic of op-amp, input impedance should be very high. It should be infinity. But here it is not infinity, but it has some certain value which is equal to 1500 mega ohm. What is it? 1500 mega ohm. Now output impedance. If I want to speak about the output impedance, it is the impedance offered to the output circuit by the op-amp at the output terminal. Now this value, the output impedance value, should be minimum as possible. It should be 0 ideal case. It should be 0 in ideal case. But we are talking about practical case. Therefore, output impedance value will be or is 0.004 ohm. 0.004 ohm. So these are the values that are already specified by the op-amp manufacturer. So most of these values will be specified by the manufacturer itself. So you need to understand and design the op-amp. Next, input offset voltage. Input offset voltage. So in the op-amp, so if this is the op-amp, at the input terminals, you have two input terminals, right? So at the input terminals, inside this op-amp, you will be having transistors. You will be having transistor. There will be two transistors that are connected to inputs. There will be two transistors that are connected to inputs. These transistor has base emitter voltages, right? So every transistor will be having certain base emitter voltage. So this is base and this is emitter, VBE. You will be having VBE. So this VBE will not be constant for both, right? Even if you take similar or same, you can take similar, right? But you can't say both are having same values. So because of VBE of the transistor in the op-amp, the output has always DC value of voltage. That is, because they are not evenly balanced, they are not the same transistor, they can't have same VBE value. At the output stage, V0 will be having certain voltage which is 0.1 volt. Okay, so to balance this 0.1 volt, to balance this voltage, the input should be raised. So that the output is equal to 0. So what is the amount you are raising at the input point? That is termed as input offset voltage. Next is output offset current. Now, if the input, as I told you, there are two transistors that are connected to the inputs. So if this is pin number 2, there will be one more transistor which is connected to pin number 3. Okay. So not only VBE, we have some other parameters which is called as beta. Beta is also represented as HFE. It is also the H parameter. So beta is current gain. What is beta? Beta is current gain. HFE is same as beta. Okay. So it is represented in different format. That's all. Now beta is the current gain, right? HFE is also the current gain. These two are same. So now these beta 1 and this beta 2 are different. These beta 1 and beta 2 are different. They can't be same all the time. Right? So it is not completely 100% same. So this results in different currents in the input terminal. So this will result in the different currents in the input terminal. Because of this, the current flowing through terminal 2, and if I take this is op-amp and this is terminal 2 and this is terminal 3, both might have different currents. And this is called input offset current, which is termed as IOS. And this is called input offset current, which is termed as IOS. Next is frequency response. Frequency response is a graph, or you can analyze. In this you can analyze where you have to operate your op-amp. Where should the op-amp be operated? So you can't operate op-amp in all the frequencies. You can't operate it at all the frequencies. So there are certain range of frequency in which you have to operate. But ideal op-amp is different. Like you can operate anywhere you want. But this is not an ideal op-amp. It has some limitation, right? So that is given from this graph. So look at this graph. In this graph, you have gain versus frequency. The highest frequency point is this one, and the least frequency point would be this one. Okay. So in between these two, you can have, or you can operate the op-amp. And whatever the fall you can see, that will be minus 20 dB per decade. So that is, it will reduce by 20 decibel after 10 into 10 raise in frequency. Next is slew rate. So to analyze the example of slew rate, we will take one example. So let me take a time axis. So this is time axis. On this time axis, I'll take 2 points. One is 0 point, or let it be 0 second, and let this be 1 second. Okay. So on this, I'll plot 3 signals. So this is 0 volts, and let this be 5 volt. This is first signal, and this is the next signal, and this will be the third signal. So if I compare signal 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, what is the analysis or conclusion I can tell? See, in the first signal, that is which is red in color, this signal is taking longer time to change its state. 2, it is comparatively moderate in between 3 and 1. So if I say about 3 is having the ability to change its state very fast. Now I will take one more signal which is in purple in color. So look at this. It is having very steep change. So as soon as you want the change, you are getting it, right? As soon as you want the change, you are getting it in the fourth signal. It means the change in the rate of signal, respect to time is greater for the fourth signal, right? So this is termed in slew rate. This is what slew rate defines. So slew rate is the ratio of output voltage change to change in time. That is, so if your input changes for the op-amp, if this is the op-amp and this is the output, if there is change in the input, say it is 0 and suddenly it goes to 1. So how fast the output of the op-amp can change to 1? Will it change instantly? Will it change taking little delay? Or it will take a steep value and then change? So this is defined as slew rate. This is defined as slew rate. The voltage or the unit of this is given as volts per microsecond. Volts per microsecond. So look at this example. In this example, you can see that input is changing instantly. But look at the output. The output is not changing instantly. Instead, it is changing its value by taking delta t amount of time. Delta t amount of time. So this is what slew rate defines. This is what slew rate defines. So that's all about the parameters of op-amp. So if you have any doubts, you can write me back. Like the video, subscribe the channel and share this video with your friends. Thank you.